Nice.
Already
we're strong.
Exactly. Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth.
Yes.
Just didn't.
Are you opening something?
Oh, no, I was slurping water right next to the mic in a bottle.
God damn. I thought it sounded like you're opening something. You must have crackled the plastic a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bloomfield Podcast. The podcast about nothing, and sometimes about something.
Shit and
We haven't lost our good stuff, even though we missed a week.
Okay,
yeah, no.
They won't know it, but yes, we did. We did miss a week because
I'm coming back swinging.
Yes, and I'm Nathan Bloomfield, and I am joined by my two co-hosts. Logan, say hi.
Have you always introduced yourself by your full name?
The first episode I did. This episode, no. This is the first episode I did in a while. I just
Oh,
did,
okay.
But...
Because I feel like I just hit the Mandela effect, and I was like, holy crap, has he been using his full name this entire time? But me and Dylan have only been using our first names.
Now, you guys are okay to
No
do
one
your
gets
first
my
names?
full name.
Yeah, you guys are okay to use your first names. I feel like it's important that I say mine, otherwise the title of the fucking podcast makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense already. Like,
No, it makes sense. It's just dumb.
There's a
It is
method
dumb.
to the fucking stupidness here. You know what I mean?
sure.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
my last name isn't exactly a secret because it's in my handle. So, hi, I'm Logan Kidd.
Yeah, it's Duck Kid.
I'm the only one who has any sort of level of anonymity or whatever.
Let's be real, Dylan. If they saw your name, they wouldn't even know how to say it.
That's also true.
I didn't know how to say it.
Can I say it, but then I'll censor it?
No. That's more
That's
work
exactly-
for you, you dumb asshole.
Quick, Dylan, punish him.
Bill, how do you gotta punish me? This is just gonna be a massive censor bleep. Please. Stop.
Give
Stop.
me or give me ass and shit and
I'm laughing now, but my future self is gonna be so pissed.
fuck you,
Like me
fuck
from
you,
3
future
weeks from
Nathan.
now. Me from 3 weeks from now editing, I'm gonna be editing this and think I fucking hate all of you.
Fuck you, future Nathan. Fuck you and your fat fucking ass.
God damn.
So
Shut up.
when you said you were coming back strong, was that spelled C-U-M-M-I-G?
Oh yeah. No, I'm hard.
All right, I'm debating on leaving that one uncensored or not.
Oh my god. So how's it going, everybody?
That's what you get for going against my wishes, Nathan.
All right,
Let's start with you, Dylan.
sorry.
How's it going? Is life
Today,
been fucking you?
today I nearly snapped.
Alright, let's hear it.
So, I work a manual labor job. You know, I unload a truck and then do other stuff. And we got an 800-piece truck, which is manageable. I was getting like 60 of it in tools, which equates to about like 2 pallets, which isn't that bad. But we have these things called side stacks. They're on a quarter pallet, and they don't get set out immediately. Like, we have to hold on to them for like a month before we can display them for some reason. We got 10 of those in my department that I single-handedly had to take care of. And then as I was getting done, they brought down a pallet of nails from Top Stock that I had to deal with. I nearly went into the break room and started airing that place out. And then when I didn't do that, I thought about driving to oncoming traffic on the way home. So today has been something, to say the least.
You went to the break room and you started airing that place. What does that mean?
No, I thought about going in the break room and airing that place out. Yeah, I was...
You were gonna go in there and start farting? It was like,
No, I'm
hands in
gonna
the break
people?
room.
Have y'all never heard the term? Yeah, killing people. Yeah, you've never heard the term airing a place out?
No, that means you gas the place, dude.
No, it does not.
I,
In basically any other place than where we are located, no one would think that.
I'm pretty sure the reason that caught me off guard is, Dylan, you're a much more blunt person than that. If you were just gonna tell that story and you said you're gonna go kill people, I
Okay,
think you would just be
fine.
like
I
flat
thought-
out, I'm gonna fucking murder
I
people.
contemplated killing my fucking coworkers there.
Thank you.
Leave that in.
I'm gonna Google that term. 'Cause I don't believe you.
I don't
It just
believe
sounds
you.
wrong.
Oh, I'm curious then. Does it mean what he says it means? It's a bold move, Cotton. Now does it mean what it says it means?
To go for a walk. Let's air out a bit. To be put in place or to be put in check. Up there it is. To bust a cap or send bullets throughout a house or car's windows. Oh, he's right.
Exactly.
Man,
I know my murder terminology, all right?
God.
I know very few things in this world, but that's one of them.
All right, so I can only hope that things will get better at your place of work, Dylan, for sure. But let's go ahead and get a move on, fellas. After I had to do so much editing work a little bit ago, let's just get to it. Anyway, so I'm going to pull out the wheel, and I'm going to give it a spin and see what we're doing here.
Every time you call it a wheel, I just imagine breaking your fucking kneecaps with a baseball bat.
What's your problem with the fucking wheel?
Because it's not a wheel!
I found a spinner on Google. It is shaped
went.
wheeler.
That's not a physical fucking wheel. Also, yeah, you didn't even ask Logan how his day was, you dickhead. Hostile takeover.
I didn't say anything on my day either.
That, because no one gives a shit.
This is
Cry
why it's
loud.
Cry
Cry
It's
louder.
our podcast and not yours.
Don't make me drop more nukes.
Can't even
Please.
stick to the format.
All right, Logan, go ahead.
Number 3.
All right.
Shut down.
That was all right. Cool. We're just gonna skip past that, Dylan.
1.
All right.
You're number 2.
I am a number 2. I am a poop. It's number 3.
Hey, Logan finally got a topic.
Hey.
Oh god.
We did not come prepared at all.
Did not. I did.
We had a week off and we didn't come prepared.
No, because look, man, school has been fucking me so hard. I have not
That's
had
odd.
time to do anything. Anything. The only fun thing I've been able to do is gamble on GTA with Dylan for just a few minutes.
Dude, we've been reaching new heights gambling though, and then I threw it all away.
We'll have to go into that soon.
We will.
Speaking of which, Nathan, you better get on PlayStation when we're done with this.
Oh,
All right,
no,
all
I
right,
will.
Coward.
All
I
right.
will.
I think this will be a fun topic. I don't exactly have much in mind for it, but this was actually a suggestion from a good friend of mine. So, you know who you are. Enjoy. I hope you're happy. Guilty pleasures. Something you love to hate, gentlemen. Is there anything you have that you consider a guilty pleasure that's something you should really not like, but for some reason you just really, really enjoy it? Whether it be a game, a movie, or a book.
Okay,
Plotting
so
homicide. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Cut that.
Wait. Can you repeat that? What kind of homicide?
Plotting homicide.
hey, that's how Bobby Shmurda got arrested. You can't do that.
Hey,
all
free
right?
my man Shmurda. He's gonna save the rap game.
What you don't understand, Nathan, it's all part of a master plan. Dylan's going to get arrested for the same crime as Bobby. Then he'll get put in the same section of prison as Bobby Shmurda, and he'll be able to help him break free, because I'm going to bake him a cake with a
No,
donut.
actually, my plan is to commit a crime that will force Nathan to face me in combat so I can use my contingency plans against him.
Oh my god. I have no want or desire to do that.
Not too damn bad. Hostile takeover.
I don't want you to go for my fucking knees or some shit.
I don't want to face either of you in combat, because both of you would overpower me easily, so I'm just going to stick with my 30-30 lever action rifle. Thank you.
I
very
mean,
much.
that's a good gun. I'm actually getting a new 30-30 lever action rifle soon.
Mine's from
yeah.
1987.
Noise. But yeah, in a physical
Can
fight,
you tell we're white?
yes.
Like,
I mean, they can tell from our voices we're white, Nathan.
bit,
We
little
don't
bit,
have
little
cool people voices. We're white.
That's also kind of true.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I like Logan's voice.
Not even just.
It's not that our voices are bad. It's just that we are very white.
They're very Caucasian.
Yeah.
The
just to add to
banner
that, though.
shows what we look like. It's an artistic, but it's pretty accurate to how we look. We're white guys.
I would
What
say
if you
that
like Netflix up the banner and one of us becomes a person of color?
It
we
should
have
not be
enough-
me, because I will not use that responsibility properly. At least I'm honest. Oh yeah, what was this? Right, guilty pleasures.
Yeah, guilty pleasures.
I'm telling you, we're gonna beat Rojogan one day podcasting like this.
We gotta be him at his own game. That's what we gotta do.
You guys ever tried DMT?
I don't know what that is.
It's
and I don't know if
basically like a variant of LSD, to my understanding. And Joe Rogan is famous for asking his, guests if they've ever tried it.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe he really likes it, I guess.
I mean, he must.
Yeah, he's got a reason for it.
Anyway, guilty pleasures. I'll have to think on mine if you want to go first, Nathan.
All right, yeah, I'm kind of trying to... I'm trying to, like, go around my brain, I guess. 'Cause I'm trying to think of ones that are really, like, that people would have some sort of reaction to. But the best one I could really think of that people don't care much for is I religiously rewatch the same loop of, like, 30 to 40 YouTube videos, like, every month. Like, I rarely watch new content. I just find a couple videos from some creators I really like, and I'll just watch those over and over again for the next, like, month.
I think everybody does that. I hope.
They were gonna look really fucking weird.
Maybe it's a neurodivergent thing. I don't know.
I do that to a degree.
I'm like I said, I'm really trying to think of one that would be like, God, maybe almost controversial. Maybe that's not the right word because we're not kind of trying to go cut that deep, but something that people could, on the general whole, disagree with, as that would kind of put it under the mark of guilty pleasure. Then
I'm ashamed that as soon as you talk about guilty pleasure, like something that you hate that you love to do, my brain immediately went to like NSFW stuff. It's like, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not telling our audience about that shit.
I'm not going to that.
Look, I will say the C word, not the Australian variant, 100 times, but I won't go into specifics of that stuff. That's too far.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
course.
at that point, we're just a sex podcast, in which case, let's be real. That would be the most ironic thing we've ever done.
Yes, #1 sex podcast on Spotify, hosted by 3 fucking virgins.
Yeah, that would be weird, dude.
Maidenless and have never felt the touch of a woman.
Look, we'll get
Very
Hump.
maidenless.
Hump will be he'll be the moderator of the podcast. I feel like that could succeed with him.
I swear to God, we should never, for the entire duration this podcast runs, ever give context to who or what Hump is.
I mean, he'll show up eventually. That's the plan, but it's not going to be
allegedly.
a while.
He has to be on the pod at some point. I feel like it would be stupid if we didn't have him on.
It's just going to be a long time. Look, if we could possibly get to like 10K subscribers, which is definitely a big number, Hump's coming on no matter what.
All right, that sounds fair.
It is a big number, but I still think it's doable.
So my older sister listens to this podcast, and I just found out my mom knows what it is. And now I'm kind of like horrified.
We
God forbid my
have
parents
so
find
much
out.
to go back and edit.
No.
Yeah, no, not really. No, my mom and I have an understanding. My mom knows I'm a gremlin, and like I curse up a storm. So like that's not that's the only
There's
thing.
a difference between
that would
cursing
normally
up
be-
a storm and me and you said the word 50 times in this
Well,
podcast.
that gets edited out.
Nathan
That's
missed
not
one
a
or
problem.
two.
And plus,
I will
I don't
not.
think she's even been watching them, which is perfectly fine by me. I don't care if she does, quite frankly, but it also is a tad concerning because of the way my older sister found it, because she found it just randomly scrolling through YouTube.
So people do see the podcast.
Which is great and also horrifying because that means my father could find the podcast, and if my dad ever listens to these, I don't know what's gonna happen. You guys may be down a third member. Like, I may get shot and
Watch
killed.
YouTube?
Dude, it would be so unfortunate for
My
like, the
dad-
next podcast we have to open me and Nathan like, so our fellow co-host Logan has been shot in the head by his own father.
He has been
Dad
executed.
has spent more time on YouTube than I have. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
YouTube
no.
is his entire life.
I mean,
is watching-
recommendations, though, will never lead him here, would they?
We don't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, we really don't, because ideally the YouTube algorithm is supposed to show you, like, suggestions based on what you watch. That never happens for me, so it's always recommending me, like, Logan Paul, dumb shit, TikTok trends. Like, I have TikTok, but I never look up TikTok videos on YouTube. I look up gaming shit. Give
If
me
your
some
dad
gaming
ever looks
shit.
up a Seinfeld clip on YouTube, we may be fucked.
He watches Seinfeld on Hulu, so hopefully that's not the case. No, he just watches Christian contemporary music, 80s rock band music videos like Aerosmith or not Metallica. That's more mom's thing. What was the other one? Fuck, I can't remember. There was what is the pour some sugar on me? Why can't I think of their fucking name?
Who are they?
Def Leppard. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Def Leppard. Holy hell, I just completely lost it. No, he just watches a bunch of dad shit. You know, like how to replace this in a truck, because. You know, my dad's a car guy, but he's not a car guy. So, like, if we ever have to do a project, he'll just look it up on YouTube, watch someone else do it. And then he's like, yeah, I could do that.
I could totally do that.
That's usually how we end up fixing anything. So, ideally, no, he would never find the podcast. Because my older sister, Jackie, she actually listens to podcasts. That's why she found us. So, hopefully, that stays that way. Because if Dad ever finds this, straight up, it's over. I'm out.
Yeah, we are dead. At least
No,
Logan
you
is.
guys will be fine because Nathan. You know, I mean, he knows Nathan. He loves Nathan, but like realistically, he's not gonna do anything to him. He knows Nathan's his own man and shit, but I'm his child. There's a difference. I live in his house.
I'm gonna be in a bad spot if my mom finds out. Like, my dad, I can negotiate. Mom is on site.
Yeah, I think if either of my parents found out that I have a hobby with my friends of recording us saying 50 times, they would at least be very disappointed in me. And it's like, they're already close to disowning me. I don't need...
I don't even believe your mom would be nearly as angry as my dad would be, Nathan, because your mom legit just walked up to me and said the word bitch at one point, and I was like, what?
Maybe it would just be the fucks and the goddams. That would be the one that put her over.
That's true. But
honestly,
are weird.
If anything, I don't want Nate's mom to find the podcast, so that way she doesn't know that she doesn't know the gremlin that I am, and she thinks I'm nice.
Oh, yeah, my mom thinks very highly of Dylan still to this day, and I don't know
Which
how
I
to tell her.
Honestly, I
know.
know.
Break it.
No, look, let me have this. I don't have much in this life.
Who does your mom think Dylan is?
She thinks that he's a very nice and caring kind of guy who is like
at my
really
core,
cool,
I
and,
am. It's
and
just
it's
my
very
shell is
sarcastic, but
horrific.
he likes it. She likes it.
Look, at my core, I am a caring person. There's just a shell of awful around said core.
I'm the opposite.
I
think I'm kidding.
I'm like a banana that's halfway to being like blackened and bruised.
Nah, you're like a corn dog.
Bitches like a wiener if I got bread.
That, honestly, I was not expecting you to spin that into something actually decent. You know what? I'm impressed.
Oh my god, that is such an old joke.
Oh god, I see
I mean,
it
it
all the
is,
time.
but...
Wow.
Nathan, you just bought yourself 5 minutes of airtime free of the C word, I'll tell you that much.
Hell yeah.
Not for me, though.
No!
My man.
All right, the topic, guilty pleasure.
We are not getting to the topic. Y'all clearly got nothing. So.
I mean, you have to have something, right? Like, if you brought it up,
I
right?
do, but at this point, we've already went 10 minutes without talking about it.
Nah, it's good.
Come on,
It's good.
come on.
I'm not wasting.
We'll do the double back.
I'm not wasting guilty pleasures on an episode where we didn't even talk about it. I'm not.
Okay, do you want to save it for another episode then?
No. Yes.
What the fuck?
Retire the entire topic.
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm saving it. Yes, I'm saving it for another episode. What the hell do you think I'm gonna do with it?
So it's just the first topic. Just please, mom and dad, don't find the podcast. Is that the topic?
Yes.
There is no first topic.
The format is very half-assed to begin with. So I don't know why I'm fighting so hard for this.
It's not my fault. You guys went completely in a different direction.
I mean, it was funny though. I will at least admit it's going weird. Things are getting odd.
Jesus Christ, Dylan.
It's funny.
Mom found the... I'm not saying it.
Guess.
Damn it.
I gotta censor the first part, but leave the other part so it makes sense now. Fuck.
Who is that guy
I don't know.
strapping the belt?
I literally just looked up a belt gif on Discord.
For context, Dylan just put in our general chat when mom found the C cast, and it's just some dude with a
Coward.
belt just smacking it together so it makes that loud clapping noise.
It's like the meme. It's like mom found the piss drawer or shit like that.
Mom found the sea jar.
The piss drawer.
Mom found the mason jar.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
This is going in such an awful direction. I hate it.
Well, Nathan, fucking pull rank here. Take the reins. Take
All right, fuck it.
control of your own podcast.
I'm ending this section. I'm nuking it. Okay, we're getting another topic. God damn it. Alright,
That was a genuinely frustrated GD right there.
yeah, I'm spinning the wheel.
Nathan always says it with a lot of malice.
I do. That's why Mom would hate it if she listened to the podcast.
Because then she would know you're an atheist.
I know, agnostic. I shouldn't say that either. That wouldn't really put me in the grave if she
That's
does
even
find
worse.
Yeah, you gotta edit that out.
it. Okay,
It's
well,
like walking up to a conservative and being like, I'm bisexual. It's like, are you gay or straight? I'm both. What?
okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure Mom would stop listening by the first, 15 minutes of episode 1. She will never get to this one, so it's fine.
You say GD, within the first 2 minutes.
Okay,
That's
but at
also
least I
true.
didn't say anything about, my actual religion. It's fine.
Allegedly.
She's heard me say it
Actual
before, and
religion.
she's been upset, but she'll let me pass, alright? So it's just the one. She'll probably give me at least one. Be angry,
really? Damn.
but she'll give me it, maybe.
Damn.
Don't push it. Anyway, so the number was 2, which is me, right? I think that was me.
Yes, that was you.
Alright, cool. So I'm going to throw a very general topic at us here to see if hopefully we can come up with something that's actually interesting to listen to other than just a bunch of censor bleeps.
My mother.
Your mother.
My father. My country.
Your grandmother.
Remind me of my mother.
Blue cheese, a fuck your mother.
Okay, anyway.
Blue cheese is delicious.
It is.
Fucking do the topic, Nathan. we need to have something salvageable because there's 23 minutes of just garbage so far.
That is true. Okay, so fellas, basically, it's very simple. I want you to complete this sentence for me, and we will take it as we will.
I hate these games.
Remember the time when.
I'm about to explode. I have something I could say, but you'll hate me.
Oh no, don't.
Say it.
I called myself.
Oh my.
This can't be the motif of the podcast from now on. We can't do that, please.
I literally, it came to me and I said, no, I can't do it. I crossed my arms and tried to brace. I could feel my head's pressure going up.
It's like, wait, hold on. It's like that picture of the guy with the popped out vein in his neck. And it's Dylan. It's like when you haven't said the C word in 5 minutes. You know which one it's the guy who looks like he's pooping in class. You know which one I'm talking
Yeah, no, his face is just blood red.
He has that vein in his neck popping out.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's basically what I just was a second ago.
When you haven't Naruto ran down the hall in school in 2 minutes.
Alright, Logan, please.
Remember the time when...
I shitted.
God damn it! This isn't funny! No one's gonna find any of this shit funny!
You can't say none of this is funny while laughing.
I
Nathan.
know, I hate it. No, look, guys, you can literally play a fart with a little bit of reverb and I will bust and cut. I am not a good barometer for this shit.
Oh God, my nose is running. This is gonna be so bad.
God.
Oh my God. Hold on. Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby?
We took a week break and we made another shit. This cannot be released. There is no way we can salvage this. Okay.
I just heard Nathan gasp.
Okay. All right.
Oh my
Remember
God,
the
I'm
time
crying.
when I'll actually think of something.
Okay,
Hold on.
I don't know what. Remember the time when when we remember the time when we all loved each other like brothers.
Nathan, do you remember the time you saw me move the fastest I ever have in my life?
I do remember that, actually. You could tell that story, because I feel like you tell it the best.
Okay, so early on in me and Nathan's friendship, despite him being twice my size, in like early high school, sometimes I would just randomly pull a Will Smith and smack the shit out of him.
Well, now you know when this was recorded.
Yeah.
No.
So we were sitting in history class in like freshman or sophomore year, and he was in the desk behind me. And you know, you're in one of those desks where it's like the right side has an armrest and the left opens out so you can get in your chair. Since he was behind me while sitting, I did a 180 while sitting, spun, slapped him, and had spun back around and like pretended I was still just working casually. The teacher was not in the room, I want to add, in less than a quarter of a second, and he was absolutely floored because I am not an athletic individual or fast or anything like that, and I have never and probably never will move as fast as that ever again in my life.
I mean, honestly, that movement that you did is probably like in the top the top 5, fastest things I've ever seen a human person do. Like, that is the most impressive, like, feat of reflexes that I've ever seen in a human being. It's up there, because it's surprising. Like, it just happened, and by the time I got my senses back, I looked back, and you were already sitting forward again in, like, just a normal working position. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
By the time you realized you had been slapped, I was already back to work.
Yeah! I don't know how you did that.
I honestly don't know. Like, I don't think I could replicate that if I tried it 10 times in a row.
No way. 'Cause I don't know how you... it was magic is what it was. You literally used dark magic.
It was the slap heard round the classroom.
Yes.
No one did anything either. No one even said anything. Like, I just did that and everyone's like, alright then.
Yeah, that's how high school works. It's just...
That's true.
Shit just happens and people are like okay with it.
Everyone had the understanding that me and you were good friends and also dicks to each other.
Yeah,
like you would drag me around like a potato sack around the gym in 8th grade by my leg, doing laps around the gym floor.
That was
and
so
then the teacher said we had to stop.
Yeah, teacher's a bitch and made us stop having fun.
Exactly. It's like, if I don't want to do cardio and he wants to do weighted cardio, let him.
Come on, man.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this now, but I remember...
Oh, no.
I don't even remember how it started, because it was me, Nathan, walking into his grandparents' house, and this was years ago. I just destroyed Nathan for so... I don't know what he said to me, but I got done with him that day. I got so done with him. So I just did one of them fake laughs, like, your wife's gonna need diapers. I upset him so much when I said that.
There's more context to that, but I don't want to fucking talk about it.
Our friend nearly lost her damn mind. She was on the floor laughing. There was another... Oh, God. There was another time. Oh, God. What was it? It was the time I thought that... oh, shit. Fuck. Nathan's little sister... Nathan's little sister said the F word.
Oh, yeah. That's a funny one.
Wait, the normal one or the slur?
The fuck.
Yeah, the fuck word. Not that one.
Yeah, that one of them is definitely more severe than the other.
Yeah.
One of them really bites.
We were in the car going somewhere. We had her with us for some reason. I don't remember why. And, it just sounded like she said, oh, well, fuck you. And she said it so fast that everyone in the car just sort of went silent for about, I don't know, about a minute. We all just looked at her as like, what did you say? She claimed she told us what she said, and it was like, oh, okay, it wasn't the F-bomb. It was definitely the F-bomb. I swear she said it. I don't believe that child for a minute.
The child.
Nah, Nathan's sister's way too crafty. She's more intelligent than him and his brother combined.
Look, she's the hope of the family.
Smart.
She really is.
Scary.
No, okay, look, honestly, my brother, I love him, and he's awesome. And he has a pretty stable job. He is working as a PE teacher at a school for, like, middle schoolers. And he's making good money, and he enjoys it. But, I wouldn't exactly call it, like, massive, like, super, like, proud paragon of the family. And he's okay with that. And we even make jokes about it, so it's okay that I said that. And I'm a cretin with a podcast. So, my little sister, who has plenty of singing and instrument talent, I have a good feeling that she'll be the one to actually make mom and dad proud.
Yeah, but I mean, playing a musical instrument and having a wonderful singing voice is great, but that doesn't exactly put food on the table.
That's true. But
Yeah.
like on top of that, she is very smart. She's very diligent, and she is very like crafty, I guess, and shit like that. I feel like she actually will have the want and the know-how to actually want to do something really interesting and shit. Well, me and Derek were just, yeah, we're just boys doing boy shit.
I don't know which of my siblings is exactly the one making mom and dad proud, being perfectly honest. I want to say it's me, just because I'm the one who never gets in trouble. Because, my family is fucked, to put it nicely. Like, my sister went into college, and she graduated. She's doing well for herself, and, all that good jazz. I'm currently in college. I stay out of trouble. In my folks' eyes, I stay out of trouble. Like in terms of like what they consider trouble. So I don't really, I guess I'll be the shining paragon of the I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you. And I generally just don't think, I just think all of us are fucking disappointments, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta accept it. You know what I mean?
I'm 100% the disappointment of the family, and I know it.
Well, we all knew that, Dylan.
You got an unfair rap, though. God.
Love you too, man.
Like, you got an unfair rap, though, Dylan. Your fucking brother's like an astrophysicist or some shit, and your sister's like in like medicine of some kind, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like you're in an unfair scenario, to be fair.
I'm just a talentless, depressed burnout.
God,
I mean,
burnout is definitely the word for it. God damn.
I don't even know why I'm burnt out. I don't do anything.
Yeah, that's the worst part. It's the same with me. It's like I had so much potential. And maybe I still do, but I just don't use it.
God damn. Remember the time we had potential?
I don't.
It's been a long time.
God.
I personally do not remember a time I ever had potential.
I mean, I don't want to take it to too dark of a place. We'll switch topics in a second, but I do really want to mention the fact of how fucking depressing it is whenever, like, you're in middle school and high school, and, like, you as a kid are really hyped up and ramped up whenever, you're above the rest whenever it comes to, like, grades and, due diligence and all that bullshit. And then they put you, like, in the specialty classes, like the honors classes, the AP classes, and, they make you hot shit, right? They make you a really big deal. And then you get into college, and no one gives a fuck. So, like, it kind of hits really hard. Because, being, like, a very, like, the special, like, the really smart kid, and then you get into college and no one gives a fuck, and all of a sudden, you're on the same level as everyone else. It's a weird feeling. And it makes you burnt out real quick because it makes you feel like none of it was worth it. And you just wasted all your time trying to be smart and shit instead of actually enjoying your time, that part of your life.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem. I was homeschooled, so I had low potential just out the gate, if we're being perfectly honest here. Which, not to put down people who are homeschooled, a lot of my cousins are homeschooled in lower state than ours, and they're actually, like, they're all really fucking smart kids, like some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. But I wasn't a good student, so I always dreaded getting older and becoming an adult and trying to do something with my life. And especially, as you start to look at the world and you start to learn more about what's going on in this day and age, a lot of people are struggling getting by in our part of the world, and that's tough, because that just makes even more stress on you. It's like, okay, well, I have even more limited options than I thought I did. Is there something I'm going to enjoy? How am I going to pay for this? Is my education even far enough to where I can do this in the first place, to even attempt to do this or that? And I more so just had the stress, like the stress you and Dylan have been having about figuring out what to do with your lives after college. I've had my entire life. Because every kid, I feel like every kid, obviously I'm not the only one on planet Earth who had this issue. I'm not making it sound like that. But every kid I ever knew, ever, had an idea of what they wanted to do with their life. Even if it's something they didn't do. Like, even you, Nathan. Like, you wanted to be in the biology area. You know, you wanted to be like, what, a biology professor, was it?
Yeah, it was professor at first, and then when I got into
Professor.
college, when I got to college, I downgraded
you
to
went into a
microbiology.
You went into a completely different direction. Even then, you had something you were hanging on to for a while. I didn't even have that. Ever. I didn't have that childhood optimism of like, oh, I want to be an astronaut. Oh, I want to be a superhero. I didn't have any of that. And that's where I believe my mental illness first formed. So, yeah. It's something you get used to, but the never-ending self-hatred and low self-esteem doesn't go away. That's what medication's for.
For me, it's just a weird scenario of I kind of just throw myself at things and see if I like it and if I enjoy it. And as soon as I feel like I don't like it anymore, I'm just like, fucking no. Like, that's why I'm like switching up where I'm going to college and what major I'm going with, because I just figured out eventually, it's like, I don't like what I'm doing. So I just had to switch it up entirely, because I will be damned if I get into a career that I fucking despise. There's no way in hell. I just flat out refuse.
Must be nice.
I just don't like the uncertainty of, I don't know if I'll actually like this thing, so I might as well take the time and the effort to try it for like half a year or so, and then waste that time, and then if I don't like it, I gotta go to something else and waste more time until I can find out what I want. It kind of sucks.
I don't even really have that pleasure. I threw my dart at the wall, and now I kind of have to stick with what I'm doing because I sold my soul.
But
I had to.
I should worry about, like, figuring out what I'm gonna do, but I'm also like, man, am I really gonna, like, try to make a plan for that and then end up just snapping on my coworkers anyway and throwing it all away? It's like, do I plan for a better life, or do I just go full goblin mode and just kill some fucking people?
Well, thankfully I've never been driven to that point, but sometimes you just wake up and you look in the mirror and you're like, man, what am I? What do I do?
I understand that the rigmarole of going through your day-to-day life of still not knowing exactly what you want to do, where you want to go, and then you still have to look at yourself and just think, yeah, that's me. It's a hard feeling, really. It is really weird.
It's tough not knowing what you want to do with your life, and the worst part, and I understand when people talk about these sort of things. There's the whole, well, Colonel Sanders didn't invent KFC until he was like in his 50s or 60s. And I'm like, if I don't know what to do with my life until I'm 50 or 60, I'm not making it to 50 or 60. If I'm being perfectly honest with you. Because I can't stand, like, not having a direction now. Not having a direction by that age when, let's face it, I'm already past middle age. I'm just on the way out. Especially in this climate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And, sure, some could argue, well, that alleviates the pressure of thinking, oh, you need to have your life figured out by the time you're 25 or earlier. Or 21, you need to, already be in college and shit like that. Fuck you. All right?
Look,
fuck you both ways. Fuck you for saying that, and fuck you for implying it could take longer. I don't know. There's no win scenario in that argument. There really isn't, and I hate it. But fuck you all.
In 7 years, I will be 26. And by that point, in one of two ways, I will be just like Kurt Cobain.
Oh, no.
Either hyper successful. I digress.
Either hyper successful or the other one.
I mean, sometimes the best way to say a joke is not even saying it.
Yeah,
I will graduate this time next year, and I'm enjoying what I'm learning, I would say, for the most part. I don't enjoy how it's taught to me, because there is way too much pressure on here with, some of my professors are real dicks about due dates, and I talked all about this last episode or the episode before, whenever I talked about school, but I don't hate what I'm doing. I enjoy it for a certain amount. I don't enjoy the server work, but, again, we talked about this last time. I think I can at least tolerate and even to a point enjoy what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, or at least for a good chunk of my life. But it's still this lingering, Lingering will. No, it's
Lingering
this
will. I was about to say
lingering
that.
thing- It's this lingering thing in my mind, just wondering, is there something else? And, you know, this is probably where the virgin part kicks in. So then I just sort of go about my day. And I'm like, yeah, this is all there is. And
mean,
it just sort of shuts the voice up for a while.
I feel like that's a fair thing, though, like, to think is, like, is there something else out there that would really be something that I would enjoy to do, like, over all the rest, considering the fact how big the world is and how many fucking careers they are and how many ways there are to make a living. It's impossible not to sit and think at some point, is like, is there something that I could be doing that I would enjoy more? So I think it's a fair thought at the end of the day.
Most of the time now, because, you know, again, I'm dead set on what I'm doing because I sold my soul and I kind of have to do it now. But most of my time is spent just thinking what I should have done when I was younger. Because, you know, I was not an outgoing human being at all. I didn't play sports. I didn't have any sort of fun hobbies, you know? I just played video games all the time. And I love video games. I really do. And I still love video games so much. There's almost a part of me that kind of regrets that because I feel like I could have done something more interesting, you know, to be more of an interesting person. Like, I mean, you know, it's never too late to do something new, but I kind of wish when I was younger, you know, why didn't I play a sport, you know?
Yeah, I get what you
why
mean.
why didn't I play guitar? You know, why didn't I pick up an instrument? Imagine how good I would be at guitar if I had been playing since I was like 5.
I do wish I was one of those kids where my parents forced me to have at least one extracurricular activity, so I could at least have some sort of talent to fall back on. I have nothing.
I mean, as the guy who did play 2 sports in high school, I mean, honestly, from the perspective of that person, the best thing I can give you that did give to me was a little bit of social skill, because I had to hang around some people, a couple of good friends that I don't really talk too much anymore, but I still like saying hi when I see them around. And I guess this weird, like, this one I wouldn't even think of as a kid getting from this, but now as an adult, I definitely feel this. It gives me this weird respect for time, actually, especially during baseball season. My life was 100% school and baseball during baseball season. So now that I'm adult, and I have all this free time, like days off from work and whatnot, and even after work, or I guess before work for my case, because I do work evenings, but, you know, it gives me this much bigger respect for time and how to use it and what to do with it, considering the fact that I had practically no time whenever I was originally in school for my sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, your, like, perception and appreciation of free time is definitely different as an adult with a job versus, like, in high school. Because, like, Nathan, like, just last week, me, you, and Hump, we went and saw the Batman, and then we got, like, brunch and shit. We were just sitting, I'm like, yeah, this is nice. It's nice to be able to have a day off and just go with the homies and have brunch. We couldn't do this shit in high school.
No, we
We were sitting in class. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my problem is that I had way too much time on my hands, and it ultimately ended up hurting me in some ways, I think. Even, like, affecting other aspects of my life, because I would have all this free time. I'm just used to doing nothing, you know? And it's only now, especially currently, where it's bitten me in the ass, where I have so much school I gotta do this month. And because at the time of this recording, it is April 5th. I have almost exactly a month until school ends, and I am behind on a couple things. Not too much to where it's not manageable. Like, I can do it. It's just, holy shit, I am stressed. And this is it's just a core issue with me, where no matter what kind of responsibility I have, if I feel like, I'm not going to do it right now, I'm not going to do it. Because I had that freedom for so long to just get to it when I get to it. Now, if mom or dad told me to do it, I got it done then and there, because my dumb ass forgets things. I'm a very forgetful person. So if mom or dad are like, hey, do this, but you don't have to do it right now, I go marching towards that objective immediately now, because they'll say, what are you doing? You don't have to do it now. And I've told them, I always tell them, I will forget later. And they'll just sort of shrug or whatever. But if I don't do that, and I go about my business, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it later, I won't. And then they come in my room, and they're like, why didn't you do this? I forgot.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. As soon as my parents tell me to do something, I just gotta do it then, or it's fucking gone. It's just out of my head.
Yeah, it's like it's such a pain because Dad always like has some kind of extra thing to throw in the trash, but he doesn't want it in the house. So, it's like metal or something, or like rusted crap that we have from doing work around the house outside, and it'll be outside in front of the garage, and he'll be like, "Hey, throw this in the trash tonight." When he leaves for work, I always forget it. 9 times out of 10. Even if I look at it as I'm walking out the garage to take the trash to the trash bin, I will not get it. So I have to ask sometimes. Sometimes I'll text him as like, "Hey, is there anything extra I need to get for trash?" Because he'll be at work during that time. Because I just need to be reminded of shit. Or I just need to do it immediately. Like, I would love to just take the trash out during the day. Like, I would love to just do that. But we can't because animals like to get in our damn trash and start spreading it all over the fucking yard.
Yeah.
So, fuck.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's, I guess to go back to the topic of, like, what you want to do with your life and all that, this is, I'll admit this with full transparency, because I would be a bold-faced fucking liar if I didn't admit this, and I let you guys and the people at home know this, and I'm addressing the people listening, because this one's important to them as well. Like, I would be 100% lying if I didn't have my fingers crossed that this podcast was going to do well, and I could maybe just do this.
Like, oh yeah,
I would love that.
How much I wish I could just stream for the rest of my life and do nothing else.
Yeah, because like this is one of my passions in my life. I have all kinds of other passions I want to do too, like graphic novel, like writing shit and stuff like that, and just going into entertainment in some kind of way. Like my new degree that I'm going for pertains to getting like an audio engineering type of deal. Because I want to do audio engineering and I want to go like to entertainment of some kind, whether it be music or TV or movie. I want to do something like that. I just want to do entertainment of some kind. That's like all of my passions involve entertainment. So this is a big thing to me. This means a lot to me. And I guess I could probably use this just as a time to be really genuine, just to thank everyone that listens. It really means a lot, like 100% from the bottom of my heart. You mean everything to me that you listen. So it's almost scary putting so much faith into just this little tiny project that I'm doing. And hopefully we'll get a good viewer base and like listener base. It'd be awesome. But, for now it's just something we're doing for fun. And it just feels weird to think that I'm putting so much stock into something that I don't know how well it'll do.
Granted, you haven't really put a dime into this thing, though.
Well,
I
you
fucking
bought a
have.
microphone.
That's not true.
Okay, yeah, you bought a microphone and you bought a microphone, but Nathan bought his for a couple of reasons. I have mine because I wanted one, and like it's just so good, and it was a Christmas present from our very dear friend that was aforementioned at the beginning of the episode. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And Dylan, you had a shitty headset.
I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a shit that I had a shitty headset. Y'all did. I literally used this mic for the pod and nothing else.
You could use it for PlayStation.
I don't fucking feel like it. It just sits on my floor when I'm not using it.
Damn.
I mean, you didn't have to buy it, but you did. Thank you.
Like, that's because y'all were like, "Oh, your audio quality's dog shit." I'm like, "Fine, I'll fucking get a mic so we can make this podcast. We can look. I'm going to give our audience what they deserve, and that is high quality audio of me saying the word."
God dang it! Fuck. Look, Dylan. Okay, let's be real. I know you good enough, man. I know you're very brash and brazen and very crude. If you didn't want to buy a mic for the sake of the podcast, you wouldn't have fucking bought it. So you care at least a little.
Allegedly.
There it is.
You can't prove that. You can't prove that in a court of law. That won't hold up.
There it is.
Good thing we're going to court.
Yeah.
Look, obviously, I care about the podcast. That's why I'm fucking doing it. You think I wouldn't love to just sit on my ass and get royalties if this thing took off, so I could like not have to throw my back out at work?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, in all honesty, like, if I were to bet on which thing would take off more, is this podcast or my streams, it'll probably be the podcast. Because the thing that the pod has over me streaming is that this has multiple people on it, thus it's more entertaining by default. Because I love streaming, but I am very bad at it, as anyone can attest to. At times, I just feel like I'm very boring, and other times, like, I'll have a technical issue, and I do not do a very good job of troubleshooting, because one time Dylan joined me and I blared a fucking ad on stream. And granted, no one was watching, so it's fine. It's going to get edited out in post when it goes on to YouTube. I really got to get around to doing that. But, there's a lot of effort put into this thing. I try, but there's no effort in my fucking streams. I really do try, but comparatively, even compared to some people starting out, one of my friends from college was gonna take up streaming, and unfortunately she cannot due to some other things out of her control. But she already had this really sick ass layout and everything. It's damn, she even has this stuff set up. She has the whole background, and then she's got the window for the game. She's got the window for her face, for her face cam. It's I don't have any of that shit. They just see the game and maybe the chat if someone ever commented. Bruh. This kind of leads back into what I was saying earlier about I kind of wish I got into more advanced stuff. And it's so hard to do right now because I get so burnt out. I do all this stuff for school. I do all these other responsibilities, and I just want to relax and waste time because that's what I'm used to. Doing what I want to do and wasting time. And I wish I knew how to do this or that. I wish I could graphically make something like a layout for a stream because I don't know how to, but I would love to. But I don't have any talent. I don't have any creative. I do not have a creative bone in my body. I can make a stick figure on a piece of paper. That's it. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's just something that, I don't know, man. If you enjoy doing it, I think you should still do it. But I can understand the idea of feeling kind of down that you're not as professional or high grade as you can be. Because you said it yourself that this has a more professional feel to it. I'm trying, I am, but this still is amateur as hell when you really peel it back a little bit. As of the recording, I'm gonna try to branch out a little more, but as of this recording, this podcast is only on YouTube, which is a really easy place to get content up on, and the cover image is great, and I put a lot of time and effort in handpicking artists of all the people that applied on Reddit. I have no idea if they're ever going to find this podcast in its final form, but for all the people that submitted, thank you, if you ever do find this. And again, a massive thank you to the artists that actually did do our commission, Appropriate Elk. Their link to their Reddit is in the About Me page on the YouTube channel. I appreciate them so much. They're amazing. They were super fun to do the commission through. And I'm trying. I want to make this as good as possible for everyone to listen to. I want to make this interesting to listen to. I want to make it fun to listen to. I want to build a community. But, it's still amateur as hell, and I want to try my best to make it as, professional and high grade as I can as time goes on.
There really isn't a way to make a professional podcast, I don't think. Unless you have a gimmick. And when I say a gimmick, I don't mean our gimmick where we have topics and we allegedly try to talk about them for a while.
Yeah, that format's out the window really fast.
I'm talking about the whole, let's take Rojogan, for example. What's his deal? He talks about controversial shit in politics that'll stir up a craze. And he always has celebrities on there because he has a big name. So, we aren't Rojogan. We don't talk about politics. It's a podcast about nothing and sometimes something. We're not professional. We don't stick to this one thing. We ain't talking about politics every episode or the state of the world or why Kanye changed his name to Ye. We ain't talking about that stuff.
Yeah, and
we're talking about what we want to talk about. The nature of podcasts to me is not professionalism. The podcast in their very essence is not professional to me because it's literally the equivalent of a do-it-yourself radio show on the internet. Yeah. And maybe it just comes down to we compare ourselves too much to other people who are already successful, when in reality, it's not them. I mean, to a point, like I said, Rojogan has this kind of little bit of an advantage over us with certain things, but getting successful is a complete crapshoot. Getting an audience and shit like that, it's not about working hard and spending time into it. It's fucking luck. And that's the grim reality that people get into this and they think, oh, I'll make money off this. I just need to do all the tricks of the trade. And yeah, you might get a little bit of an audience doing that, but eventually, people are going to move on because they realize there's no substance. And it's just all luck. next to impossible to legitimately build an audience. And that's, why streaming is... I look at it sometimes and I compare myself to other people, and that's not a healthy thing to do. Because I realize that it's ultimately, like, sometimes it's me. It is me to a point, but it's also like, I'm also fighting an uphill battle here. Because it's also impossible to get an audience just genuinely sometimes. Sometimes you need a little bit of a boost. And I don't really know any famous people.
Yeah. And honestly, if we're going to be real here, there definitely are ways to get an audience and to garner some people in some somewhat reliable ways, but it requires to do some things that I'm not a fan of. Like, there are plenty of YouTube channels and, like, articles and whatnot, like Twitch streamers and whatnot, that just solely get their audience and people follow them for, like, shitty means, or, like, doing shit that's just outrageous or controversial that'll just get people to look at you. Like, just clickbait, basically. I'm just saying clickbait, if I want to, compound the word a little bit.
Well, here's the thing.
It's just people can get an audience, and people can get, noticed if they're just an obnoxious asshole who just does random shit that people will just look at because they're interested in it. And it's not genuine. And at least to me, it's not entertaining. It's just being an asshole. But that just works, and it annoys me.
It gets an audience, but doesn't maintain an audience. That's the difference. Because I've seen a lot of channels do things to get a pretty decent audience, and then, like, a few months after they get all those subscribers, their viewership drops so low. They clearly have a lot of subscribers, but it's people who don't really care about their channel or anything. They got bored, but they can't be fucked to unsubscribe, because there's a lot of people who don't even know how to unsubscribe. Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
That is true. But, about what you said just about being luck, that is true. It is the grim reality of that. But I feel like there is a very distinct difference, though, between someone who is just half-assing it and winging it whenever they do streaming or YouTube or something like that, and just putting bare minimum effort and then being curious on why they aren't getting people following them. And then there's the people who work their ass off and try day in, day out to make sure everything looks as good as possible, make everything as entertaining and fun as possible, and honing their craft and what they do until eventually luck breaks for them. I can respect the people who put the time and effort day in, day out into making everything looks as good and as clean and as entertaining as possible, because they're just holding out eventually until things do start to kick. And I feel like, of course, there is luck, but there is plenty of it that is still, like, hard work and skill. You'll get lucky to have a boost of viewership. You'll get lucky to have a boost of viewership out of nowhere just from, like, an algorithm type deal, but maintaining those people and actually keeping a community is definitely all up to if you're willing to put the effort in to make it interesting enough to keep those people.
I didn't say it was a talentless job, but I definitely agree with that. But that can help you maintain a partial audience, yes. But unfortunately, I've seen plenty of channels who they put so much damn effort into their stuff, but they never get a viewer base.
Not a talentless job, but certainly a maintenance one.
Amen.
It is very cutthroat for sure.
I've seen a lot of channels, like channels that are almost as old as YouTube, and they've got nothing. But they make such good videos. And it's like, it takes like these cool editing tricks and these little visual gags and stuff like that, and like there's so much effort put here, and like they have like 1,000 subscribers, which is a lot for a small channel, but it's like, man, this guy's been on YouTube for like since YouTube was a thing. I would say it is 20% skill and 80% luck in terms of getting people to actually find your stuff. Now, that 20% is a very important 20%, because, oh my god, the amount of effort people put in to make their videos, and like the amount of skill they have to be to make themselves entertaining, whether or not it's a video game review channel or a meme channel. Like, there's so much blood, sweat, and tears poured into that, and that's why I appreciate a bunch of game reviewers I watch, like Some Call Me Johnny, Cat Icarus, Ant Dude, etc., etc., etc. Like, those guys, it's their life. Like, that's how they make their living, and I envy that. And I truly do believe that their hard work and dedication had a lot to do with it, but I think they also kind of caught lightning in a bottle. And I feel like they would also agree with that. Now,
Yeah.
granted, they are going to play the tricks of the trade to get good with the YouTube algorithm because it's actively working against users. But again, it's not like any Joe Blow, even if they dedicate their entire life to being good at that, at being good at editing and getting the highest quality recording equipment, the best mic, the best this, the best that, and they put hours upon hours into this one singular video to make it look amazing, that doesn't guarantee you're ever going to get an audience.
Yeah,
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's not even just like a YouTube or like an internet.
That's anything.
Yeah, like it's the very basic and simple philosophy of hard work does not equal success. Now,
Absolutely.
Now, hard work is an important part of success, but it doesn't equal success. Is the issue there?
Right.
So,
That's what I was trying to get at.
But despite the fact that we're kind of being depressing assholes about it, in all honesty, though, fucking do it anyway. I mean, that's why I'm doing
Yeah.
this shit. That's why we're doing this shit. I mean, like, again, it's a
Yeah.
lot of luck, and you have to put a lot of time into it, but it's so much fun. Like, I love doing this shit. Despite the fact that there's a huge chance that it's going to go nowhere, and no one's going to give a shit, and the Bloomfield Podcast will forever be forgotten, and fucking no one will care anymore, I'm going to do it anyway. That shit's fun. And heck, if it gets big, that'll be awesome. Just try it anyway, man.
I mean,
Why
yeah,
not?
you might as well, because I mean, what else are me and you doing, Nathan, besides going goblin mode besides this podcast?
Yeah.
So might as well go goblin mode and do a podcast or whatever it is. Like like Nathan said, if you're thinking about trying something in your life, do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We may be Bloom failed by the end of our lifespan, but that's fine. It's fine. I think, like, that's why I do streaming. Like, I am absolutely content with me never getting an audience. Does it bum me out? Of course it does. I brought this, granted, I don't even know why I originally brought up this topic, but I think it's important to know, like, I bring this up because I think it's important when you go into this sort of thing, whether it's doing a podcast or streaming like I'm doing, or anything for that matter, when it's in the entertainment side of things on the internet, don't expect immediate results and just have the mentality of, I'm going to do this because I want to, and I want to have fun. That's what's important. Like, are my streams dog shit? Yes. Am I an extremely boring person? Absolutely. But I have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And why is Nathan coming through on my end?
Hell,
What am I-
boy.
What am I doing?
Your icon keeps lighting up in Discord as I'm talking, and that bothers me.
Oh, it might just be. I have my Discord thing to like go off very low, like on a very low decibel level, so it picks up a lot of stuff on Discord.
Oh. Okay.
Nah, it's still low though. I'm looking at the waveform on Audacity. It's still fine.
Yeah, whatever you think about going for in life, do it. You know, be like Nathan and start a podcast. Be like Logan and hit the go live button. Be like me and arrange like hobo fight clubs. Just do it.
Or don't do anything. if
Or
you don't
yeah,
want
or
to.
go full goblin
Exactly.
mode and just fucking
Yeah.
sit in a chair and rot. It's your life,
This is-
man. Do what you want.
This has been a depressing episode to a point, but I think it's important that, like, yeah, there are plenty of days like this, but, you know, and obviously we just talked about us having regrets and stuff like that. We wish we did more, etc., etc. Just do what you want to do and be happy that you did it. Are you going to have days that you regret it? Of course. But what matters is that you understand at the end of the day that you live your life the way you want to. Because no one can do it all.
Yeah, there's so much in life to do. There's so much to go after that it's impossible. So, you know what? At least enjoy what you can do, you know?
Absolutely.
This
Yeah.
Thank
podcast
you all
started
so much for
and
supporting.
finished philosophy, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, I enjoyed this episode.
Oh,
Now, granted,
absolutely.
it's becoming a trend where I say that with every episode, but that's probably a good thing.
No, I think every episode I enjoy in its own way, but like when shit goes off the like, it's amazing that the first 20 minutes of this was just
nothing.
off the rails garbage that might not even make it in, and then by the end we're like, follow your dreams, do what you need to do.
It's a real
Like, it's
tone of
great.
whiplash.
Absolutely.
Nah, but I
Remember
love
the
it.
time when we forgot to do the topic?
Remember the time when we got really depressed while doing the podcast?
Yeah, I'm retracting my topic. I'm saving that for another day because I feel bad. That was a good topic. That should have gone somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of
feel
already
like-
talked about my topic today,
Yeah.
so like,
I feel like I more or less exhausted the best part of remember that time when. Well, I don't know. We could revisit that one every now and again because that has a lot of potential still, especially as time goes on. So that'll be a recurring one, I think. If I'm just
forgot
running
should be a
dry.
rule. Oh, go ahead, Dylan.
I forgot about the topic I put in on March 30th. I should revisit that one at some point because I used
Hold
the
on.
one today that I put in.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at it.
It's a pretty short topic. I mean, I could talk about it for like a minute or two on this one, but I figure we're about to wrap up.
Let's,
we gotta wrap it
let's
up.
go ahead and
We
wrap it up. This one's getting a little long. That's fine. This might be the longest one. That's okay.
Sneak peek, audience. It involves gratuitous violence.
When does
As
it?
all things Dylan does.
Stay
involve.
tuned.
Yes. So thank you everybody so much for listening. Again, like you heard me say a little bit ago, I really appreciate it. It touches my heart. Really does. All right, fellas. So what you got to say before the plugs?
I have no heart, but thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And the fact that anyone listens to this, and I know a few people that are watching the podcast, some of them are my friends from school. You are all amazing for supporting us. I love you all so much. Big kisses, big hugs. You can find me on Twitter at LoganDaKid, D-A, that's da, and then kid is spelled K-I-D-D. It's my last name. I'm not clever at all, but I figured it was better than my old handle. And you can find me on twitch.tv/LoganDaKid, spelled exactly as my Twitter handle, and I believe it's all lowercase. Yeah, it's all lowercase. I don't think cases even matter on, like, uppercase even matters on Twitch.
Sweet.
If you want to see me stream some games and do stupid shit and occasionally have some friends on there saying other stupid shit like Zendaya beating dudes off. Oh no, Bella Thorne, I'm sorry.
Bella Thorne.
Bella Thorne beating dudes off.
Zendaya went to beating dudes up, and Bella Thorne went to beating dudes off, and I'm still proud
There
of that
it
joke.
is. Yeah, that was my dude. You made that stream. You really did. That was great. But yeah, it's a very chill time. I'm a very chill person. At least I try to be. So, give me a watch, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. That's okay. Dylan, where can the audience find you?
Oh, yeah, you can find my inactive Twitter account at Montlerius. And as for my closing remark, what the fuck is oatmeal? Something to think
don't-
about.
It's delicious, is what it is.
I don't know
Something to think
either.
about.
All right,
Hot
so if you want to find me, I am at 78B on Twitter. I do shit like video games, anime, not super often. I'm not really active on social media, but sometimes. Who the hell knows? Oh, yeah. You can also follow the official Bloomfield Twitter, which I still don't think we fucking have on the YouTube channel yet. But
That's your fault.
yeah, I need to do that.
That is 100% your fault.
Okay, look, I'll make sure to have it up by the time this episode goes up, so this will be
You fucking
this will
better.
just be in superfluous fucking whatever anyway.
Yeah, as soon as you hit the stop button, you should just do it right then and there because it literally takes 0 time to do it.
Nah. But if you want to try to find the though, if you don't feel like going the About Me page or whatnot, I think it's just at Bloomfield Pod, right?
Yes, it is at Bloomfeld Pod, which, just a suggestion, maybe we should put that in the description of every episode as well.
Probably.
Maybe. That one's probably important enough to put into the description.
I would say it is.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't tweet. It granted, we don't. I don't tweet things often on that Twitter account purely because we don't have an audience that big yet, and we don't have any followers on Twitter. So, it's just links to the episode at the moment. But although I do try with funny comments, but I'm not funny.
Oh yeah, Logan runs
I'm
the Bloomfield Twitter because I'm
You're
too
damn
much
right
lazy-
I do.
I'm too much a lazy ass
I'm
to do it.
proud.
So
I
everyone,
don't even
proud.
fucking use Twitter, so that's why I don't run it.
yeah. So everyone out there who wants to know that it is Logan, and give him all the love and kisses as well because he's doing a great job and he deserves it.
Hey, look,
Kissy kissy.
I refuse to use my own Twitter, but if you ever need me to write jokes for the pod Twitter, I'm willing to do that. Just know it is going to be my brand of humor, so
we'll
As
carefully
long as there's
curate.
nothing-
be
As long
advised.
as long as it's not any different than what you say on the pod, I don't care. You can say.
That's gonna be the first tweet. That's gonna be the first tweet I have on Twitter in months. Is just like once we actually get an audience, I'm just like, that's the
You should
tweet.
go on your personal Twitter and do it right now. Just type it in all caps with multiple exclamation points.
So,
and I'll retweet
so
it
people
with the
will
pod
know
Twitter.
exactly when it happened.
Yes, you should do it right now, and I'm gonna retweet it with the Bloomfield Pod.
No, we should keep them. We should keep them guessing when it's gonna happen. Keep them waiting in anticipation.
Oh, that might be even better though.
Very well.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.